Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake? You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother. No wonder Naomi passed you over for the Fox Dive program.
Ouch!
Get out of my mind, Liquid! The price of physical prodigy. Few more years and you'll be another dead clone of the old man. Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies. But I live on through this arm!
Liquid's on.
Have what it takes after all! You're going down, Snake, with this tanker!
proceeding as planned, sir. Yes, at the location we discussed. Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Calling teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the big shell as scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEALs Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group, and they have the big shell under complete control.
Come in from downwind and pull up fast. Get ready to fast rope down to Shell 1. 5 minutes to ETA. Alpha, your top priority is to rescue and safeguard the President. Team Bravo, watch out for Stillman's back and get those C4s disarmed.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the big shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The President?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the big shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history. You have 2 mission objectives. 1, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the President and other hostages. And 2, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the big shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part. Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the big shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives. Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gorlukovich man.
Gorlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They've become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh.
Use the node to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high, should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
Good work, Raiden.
The radar should be functioning now?
Remember your VR training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps the terrain as well as the position of enemy personnel. The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it. It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid. It's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful. The Big Shell's layout map should now be available after touching the Start button.
How do I save the mission data?
I've set aside a proprietary frequency for saves, and an analyst to work on the data too.
Jack, is everything all right?
What are you doing here?
Jack, can you hear me?
Rose, you're not supposed to be involved. What's going on?
Jack, I'm a part of this mission.
Colonel, what the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst. She'll be overseeing the data saving and support.
Why her?
The Foxhound analyst that was supposed to take part in this mission was in an accident. Rosemary was brought in as a replacement.
An accident?
And according to the files, she knows you better than anybody else.
Rose may be in the service, but an intelligence analyst is no field officer.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own reasons for selecting her for this mission, soldier.
Colonel, I fail to see...
I know your VR training performance in and out, but sometimes that's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow Moses incident?
You know I covered it in VR.
If there's a crucial tactical detail that case taught us, it was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to fight. My personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose.
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for me to track. His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
Hey, I prefer this to being kept in the dark waiting.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save frequency is 140.96. I just switched frequencies. Jack,
What?
do you know what day it is tomorrow?
April 30th. Is there something special about it?
Isn't there?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I'll keep trying till I hear the answer. I'm gonna let you go now, Jack. Take care.
Raiden, the enemy sentry is regaining consciousness.
Be careful, Jack.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake. He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
Could he have survived?
Not a chance.
Colonel, I'm on the roof. There are no sentries, but it would only take one to spot me in this light.
You never had daylight VR training after all. Stay extra sharp until you can find a node to log in from.
What about the commandos?
SEAL Team 10 has landed on struts B and C.
And the president?
Seems he was spotted on strut B.
Strut B?
The big shell is comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding it.
So the whole thing is shaped like 2 hexagons connected end on end.
Exactly. And you're on the roof of Strut A, Shell 1 at the moment. First, get to a node. Log into the network.
Got it.
Raiden, look at that wire fence. You may be able to crawl through it.
Crouch down using the crawl button. Then push the left stick in the direction you want to move. Push the crawl button again to stand up.
You can use weapons even while crawling. This is different from VR training, so you keep that in mind. Raiden, SEAL Team 10 is in.
Do we really have no line of communication with the SEALs?
They don't know a thing about us. You know we work in the dark, and this mission is no exception. Only a few people know about your presence here. There's no need for concern. This operation is under Pentagon's direct command, and the NSDD came from the Vice President and the Secretary of Defense. Your mission may be top secret, but it's gone through the usual channels.
I'll go check the roof. I'll leave the first floor to you, okay?
Understood.
Colonel, I've located the node, but it's under heavy surveillance. I can't get in any closer.
Distract them. Try making some noise to draw their attention away.
How?
Flatten yourself against a wall and hit the punch button.
Got it.
somebody there.
Raiden, watch your back. That's a cipher, a type of UAV. If it spots you, it will alert enemy personnel. Exercise extreme caution. But you can use chaff to set up an interference field. That'll knock its sensors offline for a while. Try to locate some chaff. You can also destroy the engine or the camera. Some of the UAVs may be armed. Be careful.
Copy that.
Wait a second. I just intercepted new intelligence on the operation being executed by SEAL Team 10.
Intercepted?
As I said before, they need to be kept in the dark about our presence.
So we just listen in.
I'm patching it through.
This is Alpha Zero. We have the President. Is he safe? He is safe. What about the package? Tell the guys upstairs that we've secured the package. Easy money. Good work. Your retrieval is on the way. Come on home. Roger that. Holy! Alpha Zero, report. Damn it, cover the President! Come in, Alpha Zero. This is Alpha Zero. We're under attack. This is crazy. Is that... Alpha Zero, respond. All Alpha, respond.
Raiden, the President's life is in danger. Head to Strut B now.
What's up, Jack? Jack, do you remember what day tomorrow is?
That again. I'm sorry, but I still don't have a clue.
That's okay.
What is it, Rose? Talk to me.
I'd rather you figure it out. It's important.
How important?
Important enough, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why not now?
Tomorrow seems more appropriate. I need all the help I can get so that I won't chicken out anyway.
Is that the reason you decided to be part of this mission? Okay, I'm gonna finish this thing by tomorrow no matter what.
You know I'll do everything I can to help you.
Rose, there's something I need you to do as an analyst.
What is it?
It has to do with Solid Snake. The leader of this takeover incident is claiming that he's Snake himself.
The legendary mercenary?
I need as much data on him as possible. Everything they have on him after the Shadow Moses incident.
He's dead now, isn't he?
Yes. Should be a burial record somewhere, too. You should be able to request top-level security clearance from the Colonel. That should get us into the most classified material.
I'm on it. I'll contact you as soon as I find out something.
The Cypher is a type of unmanned surveillance craft. It will alert the patrols upon discovering an intruder. If you're spotted by one, the reinforcements will come running.
Okay, so that's it for this one. I wanna continue the story. Last video was live, but this one isn't live. Um, the worst part about this game is that you have to sometimes press 3 or 4 buttons just to do an action, but that's it. I was at 5.4 with regards to this game. The only thing that has increased so far with regards to this game is the story and what's going on in the story. So I gave it an extra point. So now I'm at 5.5 with regards to this. And then there's also the if I'm not mistaken, the use of combat maneuvers. This character does flips. This character does has different accessories in order to do certain things. And the story is now told from this character's point of view. And there's also different frequencies aligned to this character as well. Plus, the standard that works with Snake also works with this character. So there's not too many things that are different from the beginning of the game to here now. Only thing is the maneuvers of this character is a bit different, and the story is increasing more with more things to play out in the story. So I only gave the game 2 points with regards to this. There's not much of a difference, but there's also little like small little Easter eggs that are all over the place, such as bird poop or little snarky jokes and stuff. So I gave it like a point for that as well. Just little small little devils and details you would not pay attention to if you're not paying attention to the story. They didn't have to add those things, but they add those things just as a form of fun factor. So yeah, I'm at I would say I'm at a 5.6 overall. There's just 3 things that have changed from the time I played the last game to now. Only 3 things. I like the infiltration part with Snake on the tanker, and how you have to the soldiers to turn in certain directions, and like how you have to upload certain image using a computer in order to send pictures, download pictures, and send them to Otacon. So you feel very immersive, and that's the reason I gave the game 3 more points. It's not just new character, new maneuvers, and increasing story. I gave the game an extra points for little tidbits or little additive things that the game included in order to make the fun factor better, such as Snake uploading pictures, such as riding slipping on bird poop, and such as little jokes in there, side jokes in there, in order to make the game a little bit more fun. So those things have been included. Snake could have just easily take a picture and it could have been sent to Otacon with no reason to use a computer or to show different pictures of what he took in using the computer. So those 4 things are the things I added with regards to the game. So yeah, originally I started at 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 4.7. Yeah, I'm like at a 5.8 right now, because I just added 4 more things with regards to that to this game. So I'm slowly but surely getting to a 6. But the cons that I already took away from the game were due to interacting with walls and holding on walls, and the fact that you have to press 3 or 4 buttons just to aim and shoot accurately. So that will be an annoyance for anyone who's not using a PC board. But this game was made for those who use consoles. So if you kind of using PC boards, you could do so if you want to, but you kind of the challenge of playing this game is to see how others played it back in the days using consoles. You don't have to do it, but you really can't say that you're better than people in the past who played it, who had to struggle with this. It's a much different ball game when you actually use something that's fighting against you, both the game and your control. So that was another thing I had to take away from the game and cons in the last video. That's the reason why I'm still in the 5. So I'm at 5.8 now. Otherwise, this game would already been at 6. I already considered the story. I already considered the stealth aspects of the story, grappling and interrogating enemies, the use of different weapons, and educating you how to use weapons. Those things were considered from the very beginning. Those 4 main things. And of course, the style of the story was also considered as well. So I'm more like at a 5.9 with regards to the story. But then there's also the architecture of the story as well. Even while I'm standing with this character right now, he's standing in line, pointing in the direction the camera's facing him, and he's being shown from a different perspective. All those things have to be considered. So it's not just setting up polygons, but setting up linings within the walls and cross section and then interactive buttons, and then usage of the bots and the AI, the smart AI. So now that I think about it, I'm actually beyond a 6, because I didn't consider the bots of machines, and I didn't consider the bots of characters as well. The intelligence of the AI in order to react to certain things, which is very important in a stealth game. So yeah, I would say I'm at I would give it 4 additional points in regards to those things: bots, AI characters. I mean, bots, human bots, machines, sensor machines. And the different techniques of how to interact with these enemies and how to disarm certain bots or disable or distract certain enemies also included, as well as the architecture of the game, how the game is designed, and the use of perspective angles in the game. So in all truth, I'm at a 6.2 with regards to the game. So I gotta remember this. I gotta remember this for the next time I play this game. That this game is already past the 6 marker. I'm at a 6.2, 6.3. So I gotta remember this. So the next time when I play it, I've already considered those things already. So all the standards have been considered. What I'm looking at, what I'm seeing, and I should add the fact of color usage as well. That's why I would say 6.3. The color style that's used for this type of atmosphere, for this type of gritty urban type combat atmosphere, techno type urban combat atmosphere, how the Metal Gear is designed, the design structure of the Metal Gear, and the color usage and tech color usage with regards to those the Metal Gear and the design of bots, especially concept art. And I need to get into that as well. Also, the concept of each design is structured very good with regards to the art itself, not the architecture. So, considering that as well, now I'm at a 6.4. And then there's the factor of wait time, and then there's the factor of sound. If you make too much sound on the floor, it alerts the enemies. If you run on the floor instead of walk on the floor, wait time is regards to like certain robots, like the robots that's right here that could indicate where you are, if you're standing, if you're running. All these things must be considered as well. So I would say I'm at, considering those 2 things as well, I would be at a 6.5 with regards to the game. The architecture, or should I say not the architecture, the concept art used to create structures before it goes into the actual polygon architecture of the game, and of course noise effects and usage of noise to indicate your awareness of where you are and where certain enemies are. That's why I say 6.5. And of course, last but not least, well, there's a hell of a lot more. The sound effects itself. I didn't really consider the sound effects with regards to certain aspect in the game. I was considering the music of the game, but not sound effects in the game. So sound effects in the game is very good. Water sounds like water, wind sounds like wind. These things are also very good, especially for the time when this came out. So I'm a 6.6 with regards to the game. Is there anything off? I'm thinking with regards to the game. Would I say the map is a little off? The map is kind of off. The map is kind of old school. It doesn't work that well. That's why I'm going to keep it at 6.6. I could give it other points for the map, but the map isn't that good and workable for. It hasn't aged well in time. The use of interacting with doors is pretty fast. Opening doors, even interacting with opening the closet doors. Oh, that's something I wanted to take away from the game. So even though interacting with going through doors is good, or opening doors or bunkheads are good, hiding inside closets is not so good. Because sometimes you press the button you get inside of the closet, then you're trying to hide inside the closet or the war locker. It doesn't do it. There's a delay action within it. So another reason why I'm still at the 6.6. I really should dock it and get it to like 6.5 with regards to that, because it's annoying how many times I could have run into the wall, or how many times I could have hopped over something pressing triangle button, but it was a delay in the triangle button, or delay period to try to escape. So now I think about it, I am gonna dock it. So I'm at a 6.5 with regards to that. Sometimes it just doesn't respond the way you want it to respond, even when you're trying to do so. And that's due to the aging of the game, and also due to the fact that you sometimes have to be directly in front of it and wait. And that's something that's not designed well. So 6.5. But so far, based on everything I've seen from the tanker scene to right now, those are the only things that I've seen why I would keep it at a 6.5. I haven't seen anything else more interesting with regards to the architectural structure of the game. I haven't seen anything more interesting with regards to the sound effects of the game. I haven't seen anything that small little tidbits and trinkets in the game that are more interesting to the overall game or the fun factor of the game yet. I already pointed certain ones already. And of course I already mentioned the map from the previous game before, how the map is structured to help you. Oh yeah, that's something I didn't consider with regards to I didn't give it points for. How you use the map, the side map and the large map, to figure out where to go and to indicate where enemies are, as it told you as part of the tutorial of the game. So that also has to be considered. So now I'm at a 6.6 with regards to the game, because riding can be seen, and then holding down on the R1 to look forward, to go into a first-person view, and to show the direction when they're looking at. That also is should be considered with regards to the game. So that's 6.7, I actually think. So that's all I got to say with regards to the game. There haven't been anything else I've seen yet, other than these things. How many? Because last time I was 5.4. So I say a good 8 points. Yeah, 5.4, 4.5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I got 11 or 12 points. 6.6. This is where I am right now with regards to the game. 6.6. I'm not feeling actual. Based on what I remember from the past to now, the actual design of characters, character faces, polygons is kind of outdated. So I won't give it points for something like that. Creativity and the movement with regards to characters isn't like anything super special anyway, so I won't give it points for that. But I won't dock it points for those things because it doesn't look awful. It looks dated for what it is, but it doesn't look awful. So right now I'm still at a 6.6 with the game. Now there is one thing I would give it an extra point for, and just one extra thing to get it to 6.7 is the beginning intro logo, and the beginning intro, the design of the intro logo, the intro art logo. I'll give it a 6.7 for that, because that's also part of the mystique and the interest of the game. So that design is also very imperative towards the franchise. And if I want to, I could also give it a point in a sequence with regards to the introduction of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, which was the first intro animation story cutscene of the first video, which I didn't give it a point for, which was very good. How they introduced Snake, how he got onto the tanker. So they could have gone different ways with the introducing Snake, getting onto the tanker if it was imperative to do a tanker scene, but jumping off of the bridge and using the bungee was very good. So with that said, with the intro logo, with the music, which I also didn't give points for, I would say I'm at a 6.9 right now. So the music is good, sound effects is good, lighting and shades and shadow, I did give it a points for, is good. Animation is okay, but it's dated. Interacting architecture, menu system, the map, these things are good. Coming against walls and using different buttons to shoot and stuff, those things were not good. All the pros and cons were considered. Even running and making sound effects of running, looking in the first person view was considered. Using your map was considered, and also using different frequency was considered as part of your tutorial, different aspect or different way of tutorial. So if I wanted to round this out to where this game points is, if I was going to round 6.9 off, I would say this game is a 7. But I will keep it at 6.9 because that's my honest opinion with regards to everything I've seen in the game, from beginning colors of the game to the art style of the game to the chopping of polygons of the game to how certain interactive buttons work to the enemy AI. I would say I'm at a 6.9 to the games because there are certain things that piss me off. So honestly, I'm at a 6.9 to about a 7. So if Metal Gear, if anyone would ever said that Metal Gear is a game that's in the 6 territory, you already know they're lying, because there's so many to consider before you even get to even the halfway point of the game.